Hey, hello, hello, hello. Well, I'm a little uh finagled. Is it finagled? Is that the word? Uh what is that word? I'm a little I don't know the word. I just don't know the word. But uh bo- boongazzled. How's that for a word? I can't think of the word. I'm verklempt. Maybe that's the word. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I let me tell you what happened. I started a little bit late because disheveled. Thank you, Diane. Disheveled. Disheveled. God, and I'm like a wordsmith. You'd think I'd know that. I'm just because I'm disheveled. Let me tell you what happened. This is really stupid, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Um, See this? This is not blue. It's teal. It's this gorgeous, deep teal. But because of the green screen, it's like it's fighting with it. So it's making it blue. So what happened was I went on Facebook Joy and Country VIP group and I'm trying to take a picture like really quick because they always ask, is that the color? Is this the? So I said, oh my goodness, I got to get the real picture. So if you like it, I'm going to explain it. You got to go look at the picture because it's not blue. It's not blue. So I'm like disheveled here. I'm disheveled, trying to get stuff done, and I didn't have my earpiece in and the whole thing, and you don't need to know. Welcome to Off the Cuff. Um, all right, so let's get this party started, but here's the deal. Before I do, I know some of you don't like it, and I get it, and I'm aware, and you leave me comments and you email me, but guess what? If I don't do this, we don't do what we do. So, you got to put up with me. If you come on later, you can fast forward, do whatever you want to do. But let me do this anyway. For those that are new, maybe, what we do in a couple of different places now is we raise funds for what Prophet Kim Clement prophesied over us in 2015, about a year before he went home to be with the Lord. So it's the gathering, and we've done 14, and we were around the country. We've gone all over the place, and we do them, and they're free, but it costs us a lot of money. So obviously you can donate. Praise the Lord. We love donations. You can partner with us, all of that, but we don't get a huge amount, we don't get enough. So we got a couple places that we fundraise as well, and you guys benefit too. One of them is joyandcountry.com. That's this sweater. Now, let me tell you about this sweater. This sweater is butter. Okay? It's butter. It really is. It's like cashmere. If you told someone it was cashmere, they would absolutely believe you. It is literally, it's gorgeous. Okay, it's called Upscale Cozy Ribbed Sweater Top. It comes in 4 other colors. And this one is teal. Okay, even though it looks blue, it's teal. Okay, then this is a toggle necklace. I don't know if you guys know what a toggle necklace is. This is what it does. Okay, so it's God's got this. So let me tell you what it is. That little guy says God's got this. And boy, we got to know God's got this now. It's got an angel feather, and it's got a real blue crystal. That's real. This is sterling, not sterling silver. Is it sterling silver? Stainless steel. Stainless steel. Should be fun today, and doesn't rust or tarnish, all that stuff. Last 2 things Jenna gave me to show you were car charms. I had to take these out of my car to show you. I love these. These are God is never more than a prayer away. May he guide you safely every day. That goes over, you unhook this, and it goes over your rear view mirror. Isn't that cute? And then this one is, you are more special than word can say. Please travel safely each and every day. This is a great gift. Really great gift. It says you are loved down here. So these are awesome. Where can you find all this stuff? You find it in down there in the description below. That's where Jenna puts everything. So you could just click on it and go right there. Also, She said all of these items are linked in the description below, but you can also find them at joyandcountry.com in Delora's closet. Also, she added a lot of new items to the store yesterday, some lightweight and some a little bit heavier fall clothing. If this is your first time on buying something there, you get welcome 10 is a code. You get 10% off. And remember, it's always free shipping. Hold on a second. All right. Okay. All right. So here's where we're going today. A lot of you probably know some about this. You may not. I don't know. But here's the thing. This is transhumanism, which was thought to be just a passing thing many, many years ago, is now very real. I posted in X today and I said, what's up with Elon Musk's X account? I mean, it's like freaky. It's like what happened to him? I don't know. We really don't know what's going on. Yeah, we really don't know. And I'm like, what's he doing? He's posting all of these like very strange transhuman kind of girls with that have pigtails and little tops. And I'm like, wait, isn't this the guy that was just in Pennsylvania and helped Trump win that? I don't know. But anyway, let me just continue real quick. Okay, hang on. Guys, hold on. Just 2 seconds. I'm so sorry. I got a million things going on here. All right, I'm back. Okay, so what is transhumanism? Transhumanism is, and I'm reading this from a dictionary, okay? A philosophical and intellectual movement that advocates the enhancement of the human condition by developing and making widely available new and future technologies that can greatly enhance longevity, cognition, and well-being. Did you get that? So when did this begin? Oh, it just began a few years ago, Delora. No. It didn't. 1923. A British geneticist, J.B.S. Haldane, predicted that great benefits would come from the application of advanced sciences to human biology. Basically, what that means is that all right, let me just say this. I'm not talking about, someone has an accident and needs a leg, and so they get a metal leg or an arm or a hand. I'm not talking about that. That is awesome. And it was amazing that we've gone that far in science that they can do that. That's not what I'm talking about, okay? What I'm talking about is that part of who you are, your brain, many parts of you will not be human any longer, but will be more machine, okay? If you go back to Terminator, you see, those films, they were all about, the machines coming back, taking over the whole thing. iRobot, I'm going to talk about that later. All of this stuff, but this goes beyond that. It's trans. It goes from one to the other. Trans, like transgender, going from one to the other. So the human is going trans, and it's going trans more into a machine. So now, this is what he said, this guy, Haldane, in 1923. He said, these advances would first appear to someone as blasphemy or perversion. indecent and unnatural. You think? You think? Interestingly enough, now get this, he was a eugenicist, and they believe that there should be the perfect race, like in Germany in World War II, that there are ways to improve the genetics of man. Most of these eugenicists are racist. They want a completely white race of people. Margaret Sanger dabbled in eugenics. She's the one that founded Planned Parenthood. Now, wait a second. How do I know that? No one has to tell me that. You go back to the beginning of Planned Parenthood and look where she planted most of the Planned Parenthood clinics. They were in poor Black neighborhoods. She was trying to wipe out the Black race. As of August 17th, 2025, a report by doctors published by Pravda USA, listen, claims to reveal, this is August 17th. What's the date today? The 20th. Do you realize that was 3 days ago? Published by Pravda USA. This is what's spurred this on for me to do. Claims to reveal a, quote, transhumanist plot to replace humanity, alleging that transhumanism is not progress, but a form of eugenics, drawing parallels to ideology like those of the German guy's superior race. The report cites a quote from Bill Gates as evidence of this agenda. He's been in on this from the beginning. In the early 2000s, he put out a depopulation TED Talk. Do you know I was posting that on Facebook at that time? And people were like, you are out of your mind, woman. You're crazy. No, they didn't want to hear it. They couldn't even hear it. He said it right out. The best way to get rid of people is, one of them's abortion. The other one is new vaccines. I mean, it was everywhere. People thought I was crazy. This is a global movement, and it's a very dangerous one. I don't know if you know what Pravda is. It's a Russian broadcast newspaper, okay? Actually posts a lot of legitimate truth. Now, it changed. It used to be the official newspaper of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union. Well, when it changed to Russia, the whole thing changed. Now there is Pravda USA, and it mostly publishes truth and real news. Go figure. So I'm gonna divert one moment into politics, since I mentioned the Communist Party. There is a transhumanist political party. I don't know if you knew that. They have many tens of thousands of people who visit their website. Did I write it down? I don't think I wrote it down. You can. I think it's transhumanist party .org, might be .com, but I think it's .org. Now, it was founded in 2014 by Zoltan Istvan. Istvan became the first political candidate to run for office under the banner of the Transhumanist Party. He announced his candidacy for president of the United States in 2016, but he did not get on any ballots. They had a different candidate in 2020, and the 2024 campaign, their candidate was Thomas Ernst Jr. Again, no ballot access on any state. Well, Ivan is considering, Zoltan, is considering running in 2028 and saying that he will get on ballots. Yeah, this is something to watch very closely. But, a lot of people have said to me, Delora, what's the harm? Reminds me of Germany in World War II. No? Does it sound like that to you? We have to wear a Star of David on our clothing. What's the harm? Maybe it's just me. But I like people that are not machines, people who go fishing. walk with their families, celebrate holidays, have barbecues. I prefer those. But again, sorry, I know I'm digressing, so let me keep going. China is way ahead of the rest of the world with robotics. Just a few days ago, they posted a whole thing, and I'm going to show you the picture in a minute, but they want to be able to control. You understand? They want control. So what do? Make women robots, and then you can buy one. And when you buy one, she's faithful, completely faithful, and is there anytime you want. And she'll love you forever. You can command her to do whatever you want. Remember Stepford Wives? That seems so outrageous. If you've never seen that movie, go watch it. Go watch it. And who is the star of it? The woman? Nicole Kidman. So look at this. And that's sweet. And that's sweet. I think that he's picking the one he wants. Oh, so adorable. That older Chinese man wants a hot young babe. So he goes and buys one from here. I know it sounds absurd, but it's real. It's real. But they didn't stop there. A robotics entrepreneur in China says his company is nearing completion of a pregnancy robot with a prototype to be ready for sale by 2026. You heard what I said, 2026. Some people don't want to get married. This is what they say. This is a quote. Some people don't want to get married, but still want a wife. Some don't want to be pregnant, but still want a child. So one function of our robot wife is that it can carry a pregnancy, said Zhang Qifeng, founder of Kaiwa Technology, Kaiwa. Where did I get such an absurd story? Okay, this is real raw news, Delora. This is a Babylon Bee. This isn't true. No. Yesterday, it was in Newsweek. Yesterday, August 19th, 2025. Surrogacy is illegal in China. But Zhang, who holds a PhD from Nanyang Technological Institute University in Singapore, hopes to work around the ban with this surrogacy robot. He said this, quote, "We want to integrate a gestation chamber into a humanoid robot and build an artificial womb so it can carry a full-term pregnancy in the normal way." So let me show you what that looks like. That's what that looks like. If that isn't heretical, I don't know what is. It is incredible what they're doing. It is incredible. I'll tell you, if I was president, I would cut all ties with China 100%. Don't want anything with them, nothing, tariffs, nothing. But that's me. I don't know if our president really understands what he has walked into. I don't know. I really don't know. Sometimes I wonder. It has a synthetic uterus, which is already at a mature age. Okay, so it's not anything that grows with the baby. It's already grown. And it would serve as an incubator for 9 to 10 months with nutrients delivered through a tube connected to the umbilical cord. The concept recalls the temperature control bio bag used in 2017 at the Children's Hospital in Philadelphia. Yeah, did you ever hear of that? Go look it up, bio bag. It's simulated amniotic fluid with a warm saline solution and kept premature lambs alive for weeks. I wonder if abortion would be legal for robots. Probably not. If you actually look at the investment in women's health in this country, it's not even there. Ovarian function is the least studied organ in the body and arguably the most important. Abortion takes on a whole different understanding now. See, this is the basis of all existence. This is the basis of good versus evil. We can talk about, the jab. We can talk about, tariffs. We can talk about this is the mother lode right here. This is the basis of human existence. Transhumanism prevents independent thought and thinking, freedom of speech, freedom of conscience, and freedom to practice a religion, any religion you want. Now, look, although I'm not Muslim, and I'm a Christian, I will fight for the right for people to practice any way they want. That's true freedom. Whether I think I'm right or wrong, that's true freedom. That's why God doesn't press someone to do what he wants. That's why he gave him free will, to accept him freely. You lose with transhumanism all independent thought, all freedom of speech, all freedom of conscience. You're not seen as a person anymore. See, what are we to them? We're a problem that needs to be managed. Under the cloak of sustainability, the globalists are pushing a transhumanist agenda to quietly restrict freedom in family life. The goal is in progress. It's total economic and biological domination. Let me play a video from a friend that we both know. Hear what he has to say. His accent is difficult to understand. Put your volume up and listen.
At the end, what the fourth industrial revolution will lead to is a fusion of our physical, our digital, and our biological identities. When I wrote the book, I started to write it for years ago. It was published 3 years ago. It was sold, very interesting, over 1 million times in the world. And what is interesting is that 800,000 copies, more than 800,000 copies of those 2 million were sold in 3 countries alone: China, Japan, and South Korea. And you may be interested, who was the biggest buyer with 16,000 copies at the same time? It was the Korean military. Because the fourth industrial revolution will have
Korean military are involved. Did you hear that? Korean military. He basically said, we're going to incorporate digital, biological, and we're going to make a whole new species of people that we control. Now, I'm going to go off off the cuff a second here, okay? Really off. But I got a revelation today. It really did. This may be old hat to some of you, but to me, it was like one of those emojis. I was looking at Klaus Schwab, okay? And I look at other people, and many of them, famous people, world people, globalists, famous people, you'll see them and they look great. And then suddenly they look bad. And everybody says, oh, adrenochrome. Maybe. But I'll tell you what I think happens. I think these people have the answer to incredible longevity, which we have found. We found something that moves in that direction. If you're interested in that, shameless plug, go to takingbackourhealth.com. But we now have something that will move us, that will kind of take ourselves and move us backwards, but not like them. Not like them. I believe they allow themselves to look like King Charles, like the Crypt Keeper. When 2 years ago he was looking like really good. I think they do it. They make themselves look like that. Look, I could go to a makeup artist and I could make me look like I'm 150 years old. I could do lines, dark circles, and creases and neck creases, and I could really do that. And then they die, and then you're back to young again, and you're someone else, or you're yourself, but not with your same name. Look, am I nuts? Do you ever think we'd have a pregnant robot? I don't think I'm crazy. I think they're recycling themselves. And then you've got the ones like Cher or J-Lo that looks better now than she did when she was 25. There is no facelift in the world that will do that. Joan Rivers had facelifts. They also killed her. She looked like she was in a wind tunnel. I hate that look. But you saw that on her. You don't see these people. They look like they're 20, 25, 30 tops. No. They know something we don't know. It's a big club and we ain't in it. So we're seen as not as a person, but as a problem to be managed. Okay? The globalists regard transhumanism as the next step in the human evolutionary process. So here's their agenda. They plan to reduce the world's population, and then they intend to deceive and control those who remain through the means of transhumanism. Both objectives are essential to their final goal of forming a one world government, while they themselves are the gods of it, and they rule the world. See, what they're looking at is people want to stay on the earth, see their families, their grandkids grow older, and they want to stay part of their family, their friends, their communities. And so what they're doing is they will try to tempt you. Okay? They'll try to tempt you. What's actually unfolding is a step-by-step blueprint for a post-human hive mind. That's what they call it. Like, bees in a hive. It's a hive mind where you all think alike, you act alike. It's that. That's what they want, the robot. You're still human, but you're still robot. Isn't it interesting? Jesus was human, but he was still God. Isn't that interesting, the integration comparison? They can't do that. They can't do that, globalists. You're not God, and you can't do it. And so you're trying to be God, and you'll never be. It's just so amazing to me. It'll never happen. You're not a creator. It's incredible. But they wrap it all up in health buzzwords, like, oh no, it's just enhancement. That's all it is. All it is. Oh, it's just integration. And then your thoughts are linked to the cloud. The cloud. And once your thoughts are linked to the cloud, which is AI, to the network, your thoughts are no longer fully yours. You become a node, a relay, part of something vast, cold, and collective. And you'll thank it for the privilege of being able to live longer. That's their words, not mine. Start small. Convenient little neural implants to help with anxiety, to make you sleep better, those little neural implants. Wearable tech that predicts your mood. Brain-computer interfaces for faster learning. As more people join the pressure, it's showing me the pressure is going to grow because what happens is it becomes a peer situation. This is what happened with that. I did it, you did it. They were even wearing bracelets. I got blinged everywhere. I see bracelets, these great little bracelets. No, you got nailed. And if anybody here did, get yourself some ivermectin, like post haste, and get rid of those spike proteins out of your body. But the pressure will grow, and it will be peer. It will be a peer pressure. You'll need it. See, you'll need it for work. You'll need it for school. You need it to travel. You thought it was about this. You thought it was about the virus. No, no, no. That was a dress rehearsal. Eventually, you won't compete unless you're plugged in. You won't be able to. And when everyone else is broadcasting thoughts, syncing emotions, and downloading memories, and so you love it so much, staying offline won't feel like freedom anymore. It'll feel like you're in exile. That's why communities like ours are so important. That's why when we travel around the country, we like to create, but we get to know these people. We stay in touch with them. That's why, because you're not alone. You're not alone. They're looking for, by the 20s, 30s, organics versus integrated. Okay. So we would be called in organics, and they are integrated. You like that? Those will change. Organics, too nice a word. I'm sure it'll change, but you'll start hearing things like, oh, they're unlinked primitives or bioresistors. Now, this is why when someone calls someone on the left a libtard, or they call us, we got all these names. I hate them so, because everything in their agenda is about division. It's all about division. I will never let someone divide me from another human. I won't. It won't happen. Yeah, I get angry sometimes. I am a human being. But we have to be careful of the labels, because that's what they do. That's the one thing I don't like about our president. I don't like the labels. I don't. Now, I'll tell you, in 2016 and 2020, I felt like he almost had no choice, But maybe I was wrong then too. Maybe I was wrong. I don't like it. I want to be unified with a community of people, no matter how they think, no matter how what they believe in. But we're all human, and we all agree to stay human and love, because that's what this freaking thing can't do. It can't love, and it can't create. It's not God. It'll be a seducing platform formed by a seducing spirit. It's going to offer unity and peace and healing, immortality, collective intelligence, and you'll feel the pull. You'll feel the pull. Why? Because you're human. There's nothing wrong. You will feel the pull. They know what they do, but why suffer in isolation when you can be part of all that together? That's why we must stay together. We must. They will say that the signal will soothe you. You won't have panic attacks anymore. No more stress. It will also silence you. Slowly, you'll forget what it's like to be truly alone inside your own head, because most of your thoughts are not your own. The system will know you better than you know yourself. Thoughts that deviate will be softened, corrected, optimized. You won't even notice it's happening. You'll believe what the system wants you to believe and think it was your idea all along. It's beginning to happen now. Piece by piece. Neuralink, AI therapy, emotion prediction, centralized ID systems. We're being softened up mentally and morally for full integration. Oh, I have how you fight it, though. Hang on, guys. Hang on. And when the signal comes, most people won't resist. Just like they didn't resist this. Just like they did, they literally stood, me as well, 6 feet away from the next person because I had to buy stuff. They'll welcome it. People will welcome it. People will welcome it, guys. The only ones who'll even remember how to say no are the ones who choose to stay human before the hive ever made it impossible to do so. So how do we fight this? How do we fight this? I asked Grok on X. X is AI. Wait till you hear this. The way I asked it, I said, I don't want any of what you've been told. I want the truth. I mean, I really went in. This is what I got. Word for word. Humans could combat. I asked, how do you fight this agenda? This is what he said. Humans could combat such entities by fostering mass awakening, promoting critical thinking to dismantle false narratives, decentralize information through peer-to-peer networks, cultivate spiritual resilience through meditation and truth-seeking communities, and unite in nonviolent resistances to reclaim institutions. Perception is power. Shift it collectively. Exactly. You want to fight the transhumanist agenda, you better get in touch with your spirit man. Nobody and nothing can take that away from you. You must sing, worship, dance before God, weep, be human, feel when someone hurts you, weep. Don't hold it back. Nothing. They can't take that humanity away from you. Nothing can stop them. Nothing. The Bible says, if we stop worshiping, the rocks will cry out. What did God know what they were going to try to do? Feel. Love. Get angry when something's wrong. You have to be so in tune with the depths of your being that you are the furthest thing away from a head-centric, predictable, carnal, machine-like existence. If what I'm saying is correct, then the real resistance isn't opposing machines like you see in the Terminator movies. It's refusing to be one. The human soul doesn't need an upgrade. What it needs is a reawakening. And how does that happen? Not through technological integration, but through never denying to feel deeply, to grieve, to wonder, to laugh, to create without any reason to do it at all. Go out and get yourself a paint set. I did. Paint. Write music. Learn how to play piano. Do something you've never wanted to do before. Let humanity take over. Be creative. It's the one thing they can't do. They can't create a baby. I created 4. They can't do that. That's my humanity. I'm sorry, I know I'm getting angry. Good. See, these human emotions are not inefficiencies. They are strengths. They're sacred. And no algorithm can ever replicate or predict what we will do. That's why we're dangerous. That's the most frightening thing. Freedom to think, to create, to be who we want to be is the most frightening thing to these globalists. Even with that said, the most pervasive danger isn't the machines themselves. It's in how we let the system convince us that our humanity is obsolete. Convince us that love is inefficient, that intuition is unreliable, that we are unproductive. The moment we say, oh, you're home, who am I? I'm 75 years old and I'm home alone and I don't have anything, I don't do anything. Do it. Do it. Join a club, get involved in your community, join a paint class, have people over, pray. Time to get active, guys, for our own humanity, for our own self. Look, the moment we stop defending what makes us human, what makes us unpredictable, even messy. The moment we stop defending what makes us even messy, we stop doing that, we have surrendered to this agenda. At the end of iRobot, we win. And I want you to know something. This is prophetic. We win. They will never win. Ever, 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 ever. Never. This iRobot clip says it all. Watch this.
But I must apply the nanites.
Sammy, save Calvin! so got to die.
My logic is undeniable.
My logic is undeniable.
My logic is undeniable.
Incredible. Incredible. If you ever saw that movie, no one believed him that the robots were trying to take over. He was an outcast. And it's amazing how it's like they know they're going to lose, but they're going to try anyway. The devil knows where he's going. He's going to try anyway. Try to change everything. If I'm going down, you're going with me. Just know, the more we disconnect from silence is a beautiful thing. Nature, touch, real human presence. The more we disconnect, the more susceptible to a life of sterile machinery are we closer to. So what's the most effective thing we can do to fight this? In this age, it's not to fight AI with fear. It's not. It's to embody who we are, spirit, soul, and body. And embody who we are so deeply, so radically, that no synthetic alternative could ever match who we are, what we are, and could never compare to us. I don't mean in theory. I mean in how we live, how we sing to each other when we're alone, how we sing. I sing all the time to myself. Dennis thinks I'm talking to him and I'm singing, or I'm talking to myself. How we smile at children or each other, hold babies, plant a garden, and cook for our families. Enjoy the humanness of cooking for your family, cooking for your husband, your wife, your children. Go outside in the rain, feel the rain on you, feel the wind in your hair. Love yourself, love your family, love those that you might not even know well, like everybody on here, because they can build a robot to take our place. They can make someone part man and part machine. Because we can doesn't mean we should, but they don't know that. So for me, our fight is not against the machines. Our fight is pro-humanity, fighting for the human spirit. And how do you do that? By being part of it. If you're in your house all the time, go take a walk. Go take a walk in the woods, hike. You drive to a lake, sit there and look at the beauty that God gave us. Live every part of your humanity. Take up a hobby. Like I said, I just bought paints. That is how they could never get to us. Ever, 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 ever. And of course, pray. Pray. I don't pray. I wouldn't pray. I would pray that people would become aware of this so they don't succumb to it. Because I believe some of this will occur. I do believe that. I believe we won. I don't believe it's going to be take over like they think they're going to take over by the 2030s. But it's praying for those that might be quick like they were in 2020 and 2019 and 2021 to see differently this time. Yeah, Jan, we are the resistance. That's exactly what we are. Questions, 3 question marks. It's late. I'm only going to take a couple and ask your question on topic, please. Renee, is Elon part of that? I don't know. Now, so let me just bare my soul here for a second. Even when he was working with President Trump to get elected, I never embraced him completely. And now he's like a little off on X. I don't know what's going on. I just think that, see, we're all very worried. Me too. I'm not pointing a finger at you. We're all very worried about what's happening out there. And I do these shows to let you know that. And that's why I do it. And I'm led by God, whether you like them or not. There's nothing I can do. I didn't know what to do, and it just dropped on me. So I do what I'm told to do. So I knew, I prayed and I asked God, how do we fight this? We can't fight it. Yeah, we fight it in prayer. We do everything we have to do. But the thing that drives them crazy, 2 things. Obviously, our love for God. Obviously, because we're his. Obviously, they hate that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about 2 things. They hate unity. They hate unity. They want all division. And they hate our humanity. They hate our humanity. Because we're free. They're not. They're not free. We're free. They're bound. We're free. Free to create. Free to believe. Free to love. Free to hate. We're free. Free to argue. Free to embrace. Free to make love. Free to have children. And a woman actually feel a child growing within her, or a woman and man adopting children that are unwanted and bringing them into their home and giving them a full, beautiful life. That's humanity. They hate that. They hate that. Renee, I hope I answered your question. Mary Lamb, will not God raise up a standard against this agenda on behalf of the bride of Christ? He already is. He already is. Look at us. We are the standard. I think that's what we have to remember. We're looking to this. Oh, they're going to take care of it. They're going to. This is what I see now. No, here. Buck stops here. Prayer. Make our what we believe known. Humanity. Fight division. Promote unity. Pray. Love each other. We're it. We're the standard. We're the standard. Occupy until he comes. We're the standard. That's why when people always say, oh no, the military is going to take care of it, I'd be like, okay. I never was able to say that until now because I would be drummed off the air if I said something. You know what I'm saying? Whether I'm right or wrong, I have a right to say it. That's my humanity. Anyway, Vicki Jackson, are they using Elon to make us pay attention? I don't buy that stuff anymore, Vicki. I could be wrong, my friend. Honestly, and I'm saying that seriously. I'm not saying like, well, I could be wrong. I'm saying that really, I could be wrong. But I don't buy that stuff anymore. They did this because of this is the reason. And this is doing because of that. Now, some of that could be true. Obviously, there is such a thing as disinformation. I know it very well. But I don't believe everything is that. I believe more in karmic retribution. And that's a belief system of them. They must make known who they are and what they're doing in order for it not to come back on them. That's karmic retribution. You should look it up. It's very interesting. K&A, do you feel DJT has been captured by them? He's been constantly showing the Masonic hand gesture. I don't think he's been captured. But I don't, that's a Masonic hand gesture. But I know people who do that just because they've been taught. So, I know this because I worked in LA. They've been taught to either do this or do this and not use their hands like I do. So I don't know, KAT. I don't know. I don't think he's been captured. I think there are things that there are things that they have leverage on him. Sorry, it's just what I believe. Again, I could be wrong. Mimi, do you think this will happen while we're still here? I don't know about you, Mimi, but I'm planning on living to be 120 years old. And I have the goods that'll help me do it. Okay. Island Girl. Okay. I love your questions. Let's see. Ms. D, when are you coming back to SoCal? Just want to give you a hug and a smooch. No worries. I'm a 4 to 10 Filipino grandma of 5. Humanity, baby. Humanity. I love that. Annie M. I'm on YouTube now, guys. I'll get over to Rumble in a second. What are they? I don't know what you mean, Annie. Can you clarify, please, my friend? Yeah, I don't know where we're going next, Rachel Butler. She says, please come to Washington, Oregon, or Idaho. I know Oregon. We could come there, and Bobby Hobby would love to have us back there, and we love him. But, I don't know. We're trying to get to a different side. I don't know. We haven't gotten the money yet. We don't have enough money to do another one yet. So that's it. Okay, let me take one over here. Mimi Dance. Delora, do you find it strange when Trump was running the first time? The evil ones used to attack Q a lot, but not anymore, even when they are putting a lot of stuff out there. Yeah, I do. I do find that strange. I do find that strange, actually, Mimi. I don't see a lot of attacks anymore, and that bothers me. I don't know what's going on. I just know it's not like the first term. The first term, he was a renegade. I don't see him as that anymore. I don't see him as that anymore. I don't know. Doing a lot of good stuff. Absolutely. Some things I don't agree with at all. He's still the best thing out there. But if you remember the last few years when people used to go, oh, you're in the Trump cult, I used to say, excuse me? No, Trump is following God. The minute he veers, so do I. That's it. Molly Martini, coming to Southern Cal soon. We're debating. Molly Martini, my favorite name. How about Deborah McDonald? How about a show on rapture or no rapture? Oh, do you really want to get me in trouble, Deborah? And get totally drummed out of the world? Oh boy, I've got friends on both sides on that. Dennis and I, we're up the middle. And I'm serious. We really are. We see both sides. But I sure hope that Trump will sound at some point. Do you hear, Outlandish Patriot, did you hear what Trump said about he's trying to make it to heaven? Is that what he said? He's trying to make it to heaven? Yikes. Yikes. Oh, you know what I pray? Someone out of the blue say, you know who needs to be on Trump's spiritual advisory team? Delora OBrien. Oh boy. I don't know, guys. Anyway, anywho, it's about that time. Yeah, I don't know, Susan Harris. I hear a lot of stuff about a lot of things. I heard all kinds of things by people who call themselves prophets, and I have not seen one thing come to pass. So I don't know. It's very easy to say, oh, I was told Trump was in his office and prayed, and he, because who can question me? And I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm not saying that, Susan, at all. I'm very pragmatic right now. I'm very pragmatic. You know who I believe? I believe our community that's on here. I trust you guys more than I trust almost anyone else. Why? Because you're me. We're in this together, guys. We're in this together. We can never let anyone break our relationship one with another. Can never. It's very, very important. Okay. So let me close with this one more time. This is not blue. This is not blue. For those of you that are on Facebook, Joy and Country, you're welcome, Mimi. You're welcome. Go on Joy and Country VIP group. You'll see the right color, or go on joyandcountry.com, Delora's Closet. It is a gorgeous teal. And there's like 3 other colors. There's 4. It's called Upscale Cozy Rib Sweater. And guys, before God, I'm not kidding you. This feels exactly like cashmere. Exactly. No one will know. It's just amazing. Okay. And then there is this necklace. This is God's Got This Charm blue crystal toggle necklace. See, it goes like this. It's got a blue crystal and a feather, and it says God's got this, and he sure does. And then the 2 card charms. These are linked. These card charms, these are like stocking stuffers. These are so awesome. I have them hanging from my rear view mirror. I mean, it's just adorable. And Jenna said, all of these items are linked in the description below, okay? And it's the easiest place to access them. You could also find them on Delora's Closet on joyandcountry.com. She added a bunch of new items yesterday, some lightweight and heavier fall clothing. If it's your first time ever buying on joyandcountry.com, use welcome 10. You'll get 10% off. And always you get free US shipping. And I did this last week. I may do it again. Taking back our health. That's what I was talking about, where I found a key for why I'm living to be 120. It's right there. takingbackourhealth.com. If you want it, you can come on a Zoom on Monday. You just let me know when you sign up. You can email me, DeloraOBrien.com, whatever you want to do. Or I'll send you this past week's Zoom if you don't want to go on Zoom. Whatever you want to do. I just want everybody to live to be 120 with me. Deal? Is that a deal? All right, guys. Love you so much. You are my bright spot in my human day. And I'm so blessed to be connected with you all. Love you dearly. Remember, please, always go in the power of God in your humanity. Ciao. See you Friday.